I want us to play Never Have I Ever.
Marriage
edition.
Marriage edition. Okay.
Never have I. Okay, so I'll start. If you have, you drink. If you've never, you don't drink.
Okay. Never have I ever liked any of your friends.
Liked, or is it like or like be attracted to any of your friends?
Let's say like you wanted to just spend time with this friend, maybe you enjoy talking to this friend.
Definitely.
Who?
Hey.
Hi.
I like this setup. It reminds me of the 21
21
question.
I think 21 questions is always going to be a reference point for us.
It is actually.
It's going to be like we will make reference to it. I feel like it's going to birth a lot of beautiful things like this, like transparent. Transparent. Such a
Okay.
Yeah.
Today we are going to be talking about pressure that society mounts on couples and how to deal with it. So it's like an us versus them scenario with regards to career, financing, sex, even kids, just what happens within and what happens versus what happens without, and how to deal with all of that, the shebang.
I like it.
But first, an icebreaker.
We're still breaking ice.
Yes, an icebreaker. I don't think we've done any icebreaker on the table yet. So I want us to play Never Have I Ever. Yeah. Marriage edition. Never have I. Okay, so I'll start.
Okay.
Never have I.
Please just keep it.
Never have I ever been jealous of you.
Never have I ever been jealous of you. So what are the rules?
If you have, you drink. If you've never, you don't drink.
Okay.
So never ever have I. Okay. Never have I ever been jealous of you.
Okay.
And you have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. So after we.
Yeah.
Okay, so I ask one.
Okay.
And then we can talk about it, and then you ask one, and then we can talk about it.
So what are you jealous about?
Okay, to be honest, there was a time that, you had, I think is when you started, we used to talk about like mentoring and getting mentors and things, and then you just started to just mentor people, and then people and then you had this, you still have this community of people around you. I just used to be like, gosh, man, see this small girl just has like, these people around her. I used to be, that just got me like kind of jealous, but also inspired. But I'm never one to just do things because, for me, it always has to be organic and always has to come from within. So, yeah.
Oh, but I love my community. I love the territory takers. I love them.
Amazing.
We just talk about things in media, talk about the different parts of media, how to stay grounded, how to just work stealthily. Yeah.
So what were you jealous about?
I was jealous though.
About what?
Let me see. I think after our first baby, when I was just at home and not alone, because of course there was family and all of that. And I've talked about this before, but that's kind of when your career started to like really just take off, right? So I'll be home with the baby, you'll be attending events. I didn't like how I felt. I didn't like how my body felt. I didn't like, and then you were not around like that. Not like you're not around, you're actually around, but you'll be getting dressed to go somewhere and then you come back and I'll just be like, oh, but I want to go out as well. I want to have fun. I want to dance and all of that. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
Yes. So why are you drinking? You already...
Oh. All right.
Hey, and you are more transparent. Never have I ever liked any of your friends.
Your friends?
We're asking ourselves now.
Oh, and my friends. Your friends, my friends. I like your friends.
Hey! Oh, let me go this song.
Your friends.
Never have I ever liked any of your friends.
Like liked, or is it like or like be attracted to any of your friends?
Let's say like you wanted to just spend time with this friend, maybe enjoy talking to this
Oh,
friend.
definitely.
Eh? Who?
Your friends, you have some really cool friends. You have some, and there were stages in my life where I'll just be like, this person is actually really cool. Like if I wish you were my friend, you have some really cool friends. So you didn't drink, you don't like any of my friends. Okay,
no,
moving on.
No.
You don't like any of my friends.
Not like that. Like, oh, I want to spend time with you. I want to gist with you. I don't just
Okay,
like
cool.
that.
That's
like,
fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. So you either
it is what it is.
do. Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, your turn.
My turn. Never have I ever taken your money without your permission.
Please give me another glass. You have transferred people from your phone self. You don't know your password. I've transferred.
You know that's stealing. It don't matter if I'm your husband. That's stealing.
What will we now do?
I'm changing my password. It's okay. All right, your turn. I'm changing my password. Your turn.
Yeah. I never used your ATM card like to buy stuff. Yeah. But you get alerts. That's why you don't check your alerts. Because you still get alerts. So, and you told me when you were marrying me that what's yours is mine.
Is that okay, guys? Is this okay?
I thought it was just us. Everybody's a third party. Yeah.
All right.
Never.
Your turn.
Okay. Never have I ever. I don't think wanted to. Okay. Never have I ever wanted to be away from you. No.
But you said no for me. All right, you want to talk about
that? Yeah, there are times I just want to be out of the house. I need fresh air. So it's not you. It's like it's not like you. It's just I need a change of environment.
Oh, me is you. Like I'm just like I need a break. Yeah. Cause sometimes I just feel like it can be a lot, and I'm just like,
I'm happy about home right now, but okay.
Do you know that sometimes I'll be like, I'm upset today.
Daniel, stop it. Stop it. Daniel, stop it. Wait, are you serious? Because
I promise you, man. I've just been like,
set when you're not on set.
I just be like,
babe, I don't believe
no,
that.
I've been on set. I've just not been on set on that day, but I'll just go to set. So I'll just be like, guys, what's up, man? They're like, you're not filming today. I'm like, yeah, I just wanna just. I just wanna.
Daniel, come.
What?
I don't know if it's high five or handshake I should give you. Nice one.
What?
No, it's okay.
That's better than going to a hotel to sleep in a hotel.
How is that? Well, like you going to a hotel?
Yes.
Okay.
Why burn money and go to a hotel and be? I'm like, I just want to be away.
Why can't you? Okay, well, true.
I just want to be away.
I check into a hotel.
No, there are breaks that I can check into a hotel and it's a known break. Yes. But guess what? If I check into a hotel, who's gonna be there? Who's gonna want to come?
Who's going to want me there? You.
No, not me. I just want a break. I think. Okay.
There are times
can we move on? Can we move on?
When you're supposed to be on a break.
Can we move on?
Yes.
All right. Are we done with the icebreaker?
We're done.
Okay, we've broken the ice. Ice has been broken. Yes. Okay. Note taking. Change your password. What else? Okay. All right. Now
for you right now, like I feel like I don't have the energy for you right now. It's okay.
Okay. Topic for today.
Feeling left behind.
Yes.
And societal pressures, all of that. So is it on the individuals or on the couple? Because we just talked now about me feeling somehow when I had our first baby and you were going out doing your thing and I was just there postpartum.
So who put that pressure on you?
I put the pressure on myself, I would say. I put the pressure on myself.
Because you let outside come in.
Yes. Because I will now see all your videos and all the posts and the pictures and like everybody, there was one. Do you remember even when I asked you to please ask them if I can call? And they said no. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember. So crazy.
I
So
don't
bad.
think I've attended any of the events since.
Since then?
Because I've gotten quite a few invites and I never attend.
Really?
But I don't think it's because of that. I think I'm just not interested anymore. But yeah, I remember asking you, please, can they give you +1? They said, oh no, it's curated. It's, hey. Yeah, these things happen anyway. But yeah, talking about back to post baby, I put the pressure on myself. Um, I it's almost like, and help me here because I may not, I will try to articulate it as properly as I can. I hadn't caught up with what was happening. So having a baby, our first baby, I thought I could have the baby and then just go back and have fun, go for events, turn up, take sexy photos, all of that, right? So I didn't catch up with the reality of my current season. Yeah, I think I hit the nail on the head. I was not aware, I was not in touch with my current season. And so I was judging my current season based on
You're comparing yourself.
Yeah, so I was comparing my current
with
season
other people who were not in your season.
Not the people, with my own self from a previous season.
Okay, I get
Do you
that.
understand?
I get that.
So the old me who would just get on a plane and fly out. The old me who would just check into a hotel. The old me who would I thought I could still do that, but then we're married. There's a kid right now. There's a dependent, and then there are other dependents like home staff, all of that. So I definitely felt left behind. I felt somehow then. Yeah. So it sounds like that hasn't happened to you. Have you ever felt behind?
I would say
my experience, maybe.
Yeah, but that's not within the marriage.
Okay,
that's like even so with regards to the marriage, I would say, you know how for the longest time my world revolved around just like Nollywood. You know, before I started working with brands, before I started doing my own stuff, before I started building other businesses, my entire life was just like pretty much Nollywood. And it felt like, and then, you know, I think you had all these other things going, and you had other friends who were in like other industries and things, and like, you know, and
about that for you.
Yeah, also because you used to compare me a lot. Yes, with other people, and you just be like
this person in this
industry, and I just felt like I felt so inadequate.
I'm sorry. I think for me is I saw that there could be more, and it felt like you were fixated on this one industry, this one space, and you were not the one in control of the project, right? You were at people's beck and call. They'll set call times at odd times, and you had to show up because that was the kind of job. And I was used to like bosses, like people who called the shots.
But again, I was in a season.
Exactly.
You know, I was in a season. I know how in life there are different seasons.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so in that season of my life, I was pretty much just the one thing. And, you know, I was constantly under the pressure of like, you know, when other people would come around, and even, and it's interesting because when I started the season, I was just so blown away by it. Like, ooh, I'm hitting my goals, my ambition, you know, like this is the life, this is what I wanted to do. I was so excited. And then towards the end of that season, I started to get frustrated because it felt like I had reached, the pinnacle of it. And I was just like, and I would see other people do other things. And, you know, you would come and say, oh, these guys, are you in all these interesting groups of these people and that people? And you come and be telling me how, you know, everything, oh, this guy from this group. And I'll just be like, and the way you just used to be so excited about these things, I would just be like, yo, man, like what is life? And yeah, so I felt under pressure in that regard. And guess what? The positive side of it pushed me to want more.
Yes.
out of my life, out of my career. You know, it pushed me to ask myself questions like, is there more to me than just acting? You know, can I do more? You know, why did I even get into this thing in the first place? Is this what I wanted to do? You know, so I had to ask myself some tough questions and have them answered.
21 questions?
Really?
Did you ask yourself 21 questions?
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I saw that, we've said it really, I just saw that there could be more. I just saw that there was more.
So what is a better way to handle? Okay, so this is now pressure coming from within and dealing with pressure coming from within. How about pressure coming from without? Like in-laws, like family, like what's the have you ever experienced external pressure?
Oh, yes.
Do you want to talk about that and how you handled it?
I mean, and I'll just say regarding in-laws, it is each spouse's responsibility to protect their spouse from their family. So if I know, for example, that my family...
Like your mom called me and said, no, didn't call me. No, she didn't call me. Bless her soul. She didn't call me, but asked you, is he going to be able to take care of you?
Did she do that?
Yes, she did. Okay, good.
Yeah. But just protecting the other person from their family. I think that responsibility, the onus lies on the spouse to be like, no, please don't talk to my husband, or I'll tell him, I'll let him know. And then you can still deliver the message, but you deliver it in a subtle way. Not that you open the door, you know, maybe your mom or your dad or a sister or a brother is cantankerous, and you open the door and say, hey, he's here, or come and talk to him, sort of thing. And then they're talking and berating your spouse. Like, that's just unacceptable. And I find it funny when people let that happen. Like, speak up, you know, stand up to your folks, stand up to your parents. I'm married now. We're not kids anymore. Yes, you have our best intentions at heart. But there's a better way to do this. Can I talk to my husband? Is it okay for me to have that conversation with my husband? Or is it okay for me to have that conversation with my wife? Okay, I'll let you know what she says, sort of thing. So not exposing your family. So I think the onus is on each spouse to protect their spouse from their family. And sometimes you know when your sister is troublesome. You know when your mom is funny. You know when that uncle is somehow. Like, you just know. You just know that uncle will say, is it natural? Is it cesarean section? And if you're standing right there, it's your responsibility to say, uncle, she's tired. Or like, do you understand? Yeah. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Absolutely. I think so. So I think the key here is understanding that you both are one person.
Yes.
And then so it's really not you versus them and me versus some other people.
Yeah, it's you together.
It's the union, yes, versus the rest of the world.
And that's where communication comes in. That's where transparency comes in. I should be able to trust that if I tell you that maybe your friend said something or did something, or an older friend or whatever it is, I should be able to trust that you will handle it, that you don't leave me to deal with it on my own. Because if I deal with it on my own, it becomes I was disrespectful. If you deal with it on your own, it becomes you were disrespectful, because it's not going to be, oh, did you see how Daniel spoke to me? Thankfully, nothing like that has happened in my family, right? So nobody's saying, no, Daniel did this or Daniel did not do that, all of that. But for external pressures, it is the couple's responsibility to actually protect each other. Just be a covering, really, be a covering.
Yeah, cleave. I think that's important, and it's a two sides thing. It's both sides, or it's
double-sided thing.
It's double-sided. Thank you. It's double-sided, and I think owning that responsibility of protecting your person, your spouse, and expect that you'll be protected. I think what often happens is one side feels like, oh, but no one is protecting me. I'm protecting the person, but no one is protecting me, so I'm going to pull off and all of that. But I think love works when both parties are committed 100%,
Yeah.
not 50-50, 100%, you know, then you both together can take on the world, and then, you know, you're standing strong versus one side is taking on the world, the other side is chilling, and then there'll be a weak link, and then, you know.
Yeah. And it's, I think communication, but communication is important. Because we've said this before, we're not mind readers. So I may automatically assume that you can see what is happening. You should speak up for me. You should show up and like say, just deal with the situation. And you are oblivious. Oblivious of what's happening. Like you can't even see it. So I'm supposed to draw your attention to what is happening. And we can even talk about what is the strategy. What is the strategy? So what
of dealing with?
Yes, how do we deal with this thing? Okay, how would you like me to deal with this thing? And then I can say, please don't make me look bad. I don't want to look bad. You know, there was a time I felt like you used to make me look bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Why'd you feel that?
Because you would just say something in front of somebody, I'll be like, I told you this in the room. It's not gist. But to me, it was like, just gist, like just adding to the conversation. Yeah. Didn't mean to throw you under the bus just now, but
no. I was going to say that what's funny is that
you feel the same way.
Yes, and you used to do the same thing, but I didn't see it as exposing me. I thought it was just like gist, like it's just
okay. I know what.
Like you just pull out something and gist, you jabber and use it as gist, and I'll just be like, really, you know, I didn't see it as exposing me or you know, throwing me under the bus. But again, that goes to say that communication should level up things. You know, if you talk about it, or I don't want
to level out.
Level out, not level up. Yeah. So.
Are you hungry?
No, but you're right. Communication.
Yeah. Communication. So for couples who are currently in that kind of phase where, let's even start with that first question you asked during the icebreaker, are you jealous of me? If there's a husband now who is jealous of the wife, what are we advising the husband to do? What are we advising? Remember, spousal envy is a thing. Yeah. I remember talking about spousal envy one time, and social media just blew up. Like, what's this one saying? All of that. Do you remember there was a post I put up about asking you or talking to you about my dreams and asking like if I fulfilled all these dreams in my heart, and if I did everything, would it intimidate you, or would you feel some type of way?
Yes.
And I remember when you had said, I remember how you responded, and I'm like, no, please, something about fly, do you, all of that. And I posted about that because that's what I do. I post epistles, and you even got calls from overseas, like, how will your wife be asking you about what was it about taking over, or about
this? I think they had interpreted it as
I'm about to be the head of the house.
as you know, you're telling me that, you know, I'm about to
take off.
I want to fly and blah blah blah, and I said
or how would you react to it? And some people were like, oh, did he ask you before he started acting and before he started doing all of that? And I just understood that comprehension is a thing, and it is lacking in some places, because I know spousal envy. People have died. In fact, the highest homicide rate, and then I was really reading on it, but I don't have my stats again, were from couples. Do you understand? Lovers. We can talk about like an Oscar Pistorius, right? We can talk about this, I remember this song now, this Igbo song. Eze, no one like you. Ekueme. We can talk about that, right? There are just so many incidences that have happened from either wife being jealous and taking the husband out, or husband being jealous and taking the wife out, and people are acting like it's not a thing. Spousal envy is a thing. Like, You see your wife is soaring and is going and is doing that. And because you don't have the tools, you're not equipped to deal with that feeling of jealousy, you take it out in the worst way possible.
So how do you deal with it?
Conversations, have communication, transparency.
Or get help as well?
Yes.
Talk to someone about it.
You can talk to someone else because maybe your partner is also not equipped to handle it. So pull a friend aside or get professional help and be like, my husband is doing so well now. I'm beginning to feel somehow. It's almost like he doesn't see me anymore. It's like I'm not attractive anymore. He likes smaller girls. He likes a certain kind of, like he's living a certain kind of lifestyle right now. I'm struggling with it because I don't know how to deal with it. How do you think I can deal with it? Get help. Do you understand? Talk to somebody and then talk to your partner. You're acting different since you hit that 10 billion or since you made that 10 billion naira deal. Maybe you don't know you're acting different, but you're actually acting different. And then imagine if they had spoken about it before. Like, if I make I don't know what analogy to use.
And then,
now.
sorry, let me add that it's okay to talk about it. So what often happens is people feel some kind of way about talking about it. Like you're feeling it, but you don't want to give it voice. You don't want to speak out about it. So you hide it, and then it festers, and then it grows. It grows and takes you over, and then the envy has turned to hate.
I've experienced that before.
Really? You hated me?
No.
Tell me more.
Oh my gosh. No.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
I've experienced just resentment becoming hate. I've actually experienced it where something happens, a good thing happens to me, and then it affects somebody because the person feels like the person is not being carried along. And all of a sudden it's like, are you the only one? And it happens in friendships as well. That's why some people outgrow their friends. Because the friend now cannot deal with, how are you suddenly a millionaire in dollars? How are you suddenly able to have 4 vacations? We both used to have, or our families used to have just 1 vacation, sometimes none in a year. All of a sudden your life has changed and they can't deal with that. And I think it's okay to have those conversations, maybe not with the other person because we don't know how the person will take it, but just release it from your chest first. So it does not consume you and does not just take over your entire mindset and your thought process and everything.
And a lot of it is perspective too.
Yes.
You know, from where you're standing, it might feel like, oh, she's not even paying me any attention.
Yes.
She's not, ever since she got this new job, she's been
funny
in a funk, you know, she's not been doing this and doing that. It's from the perspective you're at. Maybe if you just talk about it and someone helps you see it from a different perspective. You'll be better off. Again, I was going to add about being flexible as well. You know, people come into marriage with ideas.
This is how I am.
This is how I am.
This is who I am.
This is how my wife should be. And you come into the marriage and you meet something totally different. You expect your wife to be this way, and your wife, I was listening to a preacher say something, and the preacher was like, I was so shocked when my wife and I got into an argument. This woman that used to respect me, that used to do that before we got married, she was this, she would be treating me like an apostle. She would do this, she would do that. And then now in marriage, she's like, you two, what? That he was so shocked. And he was so moved by it that he had to go to God. He had to go to God, and God had to tell him, you know, to work on certain things. And then the next thing, she came to him and she knelt down and said, I'm sorry. And he himself was so humbled by that. And he felt ashamed of his carnality. Like the way he held his ego of being this mad, great man of God. You should respect me. You should see me as that, you know. And the way everything, the scales just fell from his eyes. You know, so it's so I said that to say sometimes your expectation
versus reality.
You really have to be just flexible to adjust to things and be malleable and to be humble enough to accept that you're not in control of everything.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. That's actually beautiful. Well, yes, communication. Communication. I don't think there should be any topic off what's that thing called?
Limits
Off limits.
of the
Yes.
table.
Yes.
Be transparent.
Talk about things. Of course, agbekale, how you drop the word.
Do you think?
Sorry, let me just. Sorry about that. How you drop the word is important. The how you say it is important. So don't just come. We can talk about anything now. Do you know your mouth was whatever it is you want to say? Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Maybe your mouth was smelling this morning or something like that.
Ew.
I'm saying that was an example. That's an example, Daniel. Please not today. Please.
I was good.
So communication, Sha, that's what it is for me. No topic should be off limits. Everything we should be able to discuss any and everything. However, the how the topic is presented, how we start the conversation.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What if you know that your spouse can't at that time
handle
the information?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'll still say get it out by talking about it. Talk to someone, talk to God, of course, and then find a trusted person that you can talk to. This trusted person, it has caused problems, but I pray and hope that the person finds someone that they trust and actually upholds that expectation of trust, and they discuss it. It is when it is in your head, it festers. It is when it's on your mind and you've not been able to express it in any way that it just it takes over and tries to control your thinking. And then you get to a point where there's nothing the person does that is good enough. There's nothing the person does that works. Like, there have just been horror stories. Or maybe this is in another topic on its own, spousal envy. There have just been stories. When you come to my house, you cannot, because you have a master's degree. I've heard because you have a master's degree, you think you can talk to me anyhow. This woman did not do anything. In fact, this movie that you're in, The Briggs, something about the Briggs, the girl who is going to work, doing everything, all of that, and the guy who is not doing anything, and he's still saying, so because you have a job, and because I don't have a job, blah, blah, like,
do you remember that guy on the internet that was saying that you have to marry below your level?
Interesting. No,
that you can control the person. For men, he was like, men have to marry women who are several levels beneath them so that he'll be able to control. I mean, it was preposterous, but I just thought.
So it's a mindset. It's a mindset, and if we even throw in culture and tradition into this thing, we'll just scatter the table again.
I mean, especially because that mindset, what this guy was saying, is an extreme of what many people practice.
Yes.
So you might not say, "Oh, I'm specifically looking out to marry women who are several levels beneath me," but in your mind, when you can only fall in love with someone you can control.
Yes, and so those are the people you attract.
Yeah. Only people that are of a certain education,
standard,
of a certain
class.
Because those are the people you can control or manipulate.
Manipulate is the word.
Some people only marry weak men. Some women only marry weak men because they can manipulate them and control them and have them do their bidding.
Yeah.
So it's something we must just be conscious of and understand that the truth is love conquers all, and against love there's no law.
Yeah.
So when there is a union and love rules, it just conquers everything. It's the law of love itself.
And people need to unlearn things. So
stands the test of time.
Yes. I didn't know you hadn't finished. That was a long pause. That was a long pause. But yes, in marriage there's a lot of learning, unlearning, and relearning. You just have to unlearn certain things. But in terms of just the societal pressures or even self-inflicted pressures, first of all, for society, I think, just put down your phone, stay off social media. If it looks like a family is looking better than your family, or this family is fine first class and you guys are in economy, just stay off. Anything that's affecting you, just cut it off, right? Guard your gates, guard your ears, guard your eyes, just guard yourself, what you're assimilating, what you're taking in, guard. And then in terms of personal between the husband and wife, I think conversations, and start small, just grow gradually in the conversations that you're having, and very soon you have a clean, pure, just free heart.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, guys, your family is your first responsibility. You're called first to be a leader to your family, a husband to your wife, a father to your kids, the visionary, the leader. That's your first ministry. That's the first place you're called to. So take care of that. Tend that garden. You're Adam, and that's your Garden of Eden. So tend it, protect it, cultivate it to where you want it to be. So resist the pressure from outside. Focus on the home and raise the home to the level that you want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
See you next time, guys, on Transparent with T&D.
Offering time.
Blessing time.